And we're live. Hey, Liam. Welcome to Down Under Sigmar.
What is up, everyone? How you been?
Good, man. Good. Happy Wednesday. It's not my pay week Wednesday, but it is Down Under Sigmar Wednesday, which means we've got a pretty cool topic today. How are you, mate?
I've been slammed with work and trying to get as much hobby fit in as I can while also trying to fit in uni work. So that's been interesting. Built myself some models. Now I just need to buy some paint to get it all started. So that's pretty much what I want to do very soon. I can see on social media that you are pumping out a whole bunch of hobby.
I'm doing a lot of hobby, a lot of videos, and a lot of tournament preparation. So g'day everyone in the chat. I see Timo's there. I see Elf Bro. I see Vaguely Useful. I love that name. How good's that? See Ken here, got Autumn here. Vaguely Useful, that's my new favorite. Andrea here as well. We've got some pretty cool people. And for anyone who hasn't seen the title just yet, we're going to show off a little bit of Tabletop Simulator that has probably taken the Age of Sigmar world by storm since we've all gone into isolation. And Liam and I, we've been playing a fair bit of this, maybe you more than me. But we've been playing this on the internet, and I guess it's been something that's helped us stay connected with the community, still play Warhammer, but keep within isolation restrictions. And while it kind of, I don't know how you're feeling about it, but certainly I don't think this is going to replace the tabletop experience, but it's an awesome complement. What do you think?
I honestly see this thing not being used much after isolation. Even though there's been some amazing people in the community who's been helping with this simulation, such as Denock.
Shout out, he's in the chat
that I can see.
Shout out to Denock. Denock's one of the legends that has helped make this possible. So that's a lovely surprise, funnily enough.
Yeah, so there's some people like him that's been smashing it for us where it's making it actually useful. I think the only thing that you'll see this being useful really after isolation is field testing lists before you buy. Yeah. If I wrote up, let's just say I was interested in grots, for example, and I really want to try a Spider Fang list. I would use this before I drop $600+ on a Spider Fang army.
Yeah, so, it's been really useful to plan out armies. I know we all have these crazy ideas for list tech and, things that are going to work, and we get to the table and it doesn't work. And nothing is frustrating more than you build, you buy, you paint, you prepare a model and that you think is going to work really well synergistically, or it's going to be, do all the damage or whatever you're buying your model for. And then it hits the table and it doesn't work, or you just don't enjoy it. This has been really nice to replace that, to go, well, I can try something out. Like, what does my army look like with a Luminarch instead of a Hurricanum? What does it look like with a Black Dragon compared to a Griffin? And, I can play around. And one thing I've really loved as well is I've been able to play with so many mates over the internet. Shout out to people like, I've got to play Buckets, who's based out in Canada. I've got to play Rocco, who's out in New Jersey. I've got to play Tyler Emerson in America. Autumn is in the chat. He's a fine specimen out of Spain. Cameron, I can also see, who's been playing a lot of Tabletop Simulator out of New Zealand. It's been very cool to play these people that is almost impossible to play without, significant travel and, a lucky draw at a tournament. So I think that's kind of where I've really enjoyed this as well.
Yeah, it's been good. I've played some people as well, some like Rocco and everyone from overseas, and it's just really cool because I'm supposed to be doing ETC this year, where I'm supposed to be playing some international people, but that is not happening at all. So this is pretty much an awesome supplement to it. It's one of those things where it's a nice hidden surprise. Where I honestly thought this would be a drag to use. I thought it would be really hard and won't be it will be painful. But as we're going to go through today, it's going to be super. It's actually really easy to pick up, which I'm quite surprised. Very, very surprised.
Before I get started, so I guess today what we're going to do is this is going to be more of a demo type game. So Liam and I aren't going to go a full 5 rounds because Liam knows I'll beat the crap out of him. No, actually, Liam's been practicing a lot. But we're not going to go a full 5 rounds. What we're going to do is we will go through at least a round or two. but we're going to kind of walk through the different components and the different steps. And I know for most people, you might have seen on Twitter, you might have seen on Facebook. If you're watching this live, in a couple of days' time, the Honest Wargamer is going to be streaming the very second, well, his first, but the second Tabletop Simulator tournament that's happening on the 16th of May. So depending on when you're watching this, it might be in the future or in the past. But the Honest Wargame is going to be streaming a 1-day, 3-game tournament, and there's about 38 players that have signed up. So you might have heard about Tabletop Simulator. So we're going to kind of go through some of the steps to kind of help bring our experience to the table. And again, you know, I can't say enough. Thanks to the likes of Rocco, Tyler, Buckets, Cameron, Autumn. These are all people that have helped me learn and have gotten into the rhythm. I will acknowledge Timo in the chat here, and Timo's asked if there's a forum to search for players to battle on. So if you're watching this on YouTube, if you click on the show description, you'll see that I've put a bunch of links down here. You'll see how to get started, which is going to be purchasing the game in Steam. It's called Tabletop Simulator. And then what you're essentially going to do is get a bunch of mods. So you basically download the tables, you download the armies, you download, you know, tokens, and there's a couple of things that you can subscribe to that'll basically bring it all into one. So if you want to follow along or at least watch the video, then come back to this when you're ready. The 3 links that I've got down below will get you started. And there is an instruction, like a step-by-step instruction as well. But then going back to the question on Timo, my Discord channel has games literally every day. So you can always get a pickup game on the Coach Discord. Again, the link is in the show description. On Twitter, I believe there are other Discords. I've seen some people on Facebook in the Age of Sigmar groups. People have started asking, you know, who plays Tabletop Simulator. So the community is growing. So whether it's your mates, your games clubs, whether you come to somewhere like my Discord or you find another Discord that's playing, more and more players are even on Twitter as well. I've seen plenty of people, you know, ask, hey, I want a game, and someone random goes, yeah, cool, just add me on Steam, we'll be friends, and then we can play. Have you seen anywhere else?
Mainly the thing I've been seeing is in Discord, which has been cool. I really enjoy the Discord where, like, I could be having dinner and stuff, and I could just put my headphones on and just watch a game and see what's going on, see the updates and stuff. Just like how, like, you know how, like, if you are wandering around the city, Anthony, and then, like, the GW store is, like, open, when it is open, you just go in and see what's playing games, you just have a look. It's exactly like that. Like, it's literally that awesome experience where you can just, like, go past, watch it, see what's going on, see what's new, have a quick chat with everyone, and then see how it was all going. So
yeah, one of the benefits of Discord. So if you do join my Discord or another person's Discord, you know, it's irrelevant here. On Discord, you can stream your games as well. So there's a synergy between Discord and Steam, so that you could be in Discord and you could be broadcasting your game live like a streamer. And there are other people in Discord that could watch your game and, you know, they could commentate or, you know, be a part of the discussion. So it's really cool to get a virtual audience as well. Or if you want to join a Discord and someone's playing a game, you could watch them and learn from them, or, you know, get the swing of things. So it is very, very cool. Again,
it's cool to see, like, if there's an army that you, like, want to check out. There's some people who just play these weird lists. Like, I think every single game almost in your stream, for some reason, has a different kind of Cities of Sigmar list.
I mean, yeah,
like, there's so many different types. Where, like, there's some people with weird builds where I'm like, this is cool. I never thought of this. Like Rocco's Living City list, I was like, that is the most ridiculous one.
Rocco's running Living City. Buckets has been running Anvil Guard. You know, we've been seeing, you know, Autumn's been playing Daughters of Cain, you know, Seraphon. We've been able to see what the new Seraphon battle tome looks like post FAQ, you know, before the world ended. We can still see the likes of Cameron, who's, you know, and we get to see a really cool game between Cameron and Ash McEwen. It was a friendly Zench versus Seraphon. So again, these dream matches, these matches that might happen in round 4, round 5 at the top of the table, we get to see those in real time. So that's kind of what Tabletop Simulator is all about. And what I might do at this particular point, and I brought up my screen here. This is my screen. Liam is behind the scenes, and he set up a table for us. But before we do that, so we're gonna imagine that we've purchased Tabletop Simulator. I believe it was like $5 or $10. It wasn't very expensive.
It's like 15 maximum.
Depending on where you are in the world, yeah, it's anywhere between $10 and $20. It's cents on the dollar. You then follow the guide. You download the appropriate mods as the guide in this description in the video description is it going to explain.
Yeah.
And then we basically come to this window, and what I want to do before I get to battle Liam, I need to build my army. So what I'm able to do here is I am able to either play a solo game, which is essentially where I would build my army. Or what Liam has done is he has set up a multiplayer game for us. This is where I would play with somebody and actually have an Age of Sigmar battle.
Yeah. So you're doing single player?
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll do a single player, and the beautiful thing about Tabletop Simulator is it's not just for Age of Sigmar. So you can play 40K. I've seen Blood Bowl. I've seen card games. I've seen literally there's dominoes. There's mahjong. There's all these different games that you can kind of purchase, or you can download the mods. But what I'll be doing here,
you can try out the new Soulbound that just came out as well on it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, it truly is replicating a tabletop. It's replicating, and there are people, DNOC is in the chat here, and you can see here that DNOC here has put in probably hours upon hours to build out a bunch of resources, so which is very cool. So what you can see here is you've got a whole bunch of things where people have pre-built battle plans. So I could click this up and bring up straight from, Scorched Earth, Knight for the Heart, Gift from the Heavens, all the different scenarios. But before we do that, I want to build an army. So you'll see here, here's all of the Age of Sigmar armies. Some of them are in 2 dimensions, some of them in 3 dimensions. I have no involvement in this whatsoever. I'm not a sponsor. I'm just literally a fan who's enjoying this game. But you can see here that there is all of the armies that you can choose from. So if I was going to choose, Liam knows that I'm a big Gloomspite Gitz player. So I'm going to pull up the Gloomspite Gitz. And what you're going to find here is all of the different armies and all of the different units and the War Scroll cards that go along with it. So
they have so many units.
They do, but again, we're talking about the Moon Clan Grots, we're talking about the Trolls, we've got a Gargant in there, we've got the Spider Fang. It is a pretty robust thing. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of zooming in a little bit. Here is my stabbers, or here's my shooters, funnily enough. So I can see there's the War Scroll. Again, someone has put in a lot of detail for the War Scroll, but here are the individual models that people have either have done 3D rendering from a real model. They've gone on to Total War. And again, you just look at the models and they're awesome.
They're just done so well.
Yeah, for anyone who's
so well.
For anyone who's actually gone in and spent the time to create this for us is pretty careful, right? And yeah, 100%, guys. The War Scrolls here are helpful, but for me personally, I use something like AoS reminders because I've got 3 monitors at home. So I'm able to have the game on 1 monitor. I can have my War Scrolls. I can have my Battle Tome. I could have my rules from AoS reminders, my PDFs. On the other monitor as well, so I can manage my game, and I'm not kind of going back and forth, looking at different things. And this is just one of many examples, by the way. There's the terrain piece as well, so again, you can kind of see the Loon Shrine, which is pretty remarkable. There's all my endless spells.
Just look at all the spiders.
Yeah, there's all your spiders as well. I'll try not to make it too fast, but. Again, I can see all my different spiders, my web spinner, my Arachnarok, my war party, my Skitterstrand. Skitterstrand. There we go. You've got Spider Riders. There's even Forge World models. You've got the Squig Gobber, the Colossal Squig, you've got the Bone Grinder, you've got the Troll Hag. So again, it's pretty crazy, right? There's your Mangler Squigs, your Loon Boss. again, shout out to everyone who's made this. Again, all armies have something like this, whether they are 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional. All armies seem to be represented. And here, for example, is the 2-dimension. So there's the squid gobber. You can tell that it's 2-dimensional versus, say, the 3-dimensional model. But it's kind of enough to get you playing on the table, right?
Yeah. Like, most of my army that I use is 2D, and it doesn't bother me too much as long as the base sizes are correct.
And the base sizes are correct. And if you find that the base sizes aren't correct, you can resize these. These are you can manipulate them on the table. So if I was going to build an army, so let's imagine, and I don't have a 2K army here for Gloomspites, but let's imagine I was going to build a Gloomspite army. So how would I do it? So what you can do is I would individually select everything that I want in my army. So I've just selected the Loon Shrine, and I've copied it. So I've just pressed your traditional Control-C. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of it. Oh, there's my Loon Shrine. I'm then going to take, let's say, Scragor of the Loon King, and I normally take the Fungoid Cave Shaman as well. So I'm going to essentially copy these models. I would take some Fanatics, and I'm going to create 5 of them because Fanatics come in units of 5. So 1, 2, oops, I don't need that, so I can just get rid of that by pressing delete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Yep. And you're kind of getting the gist here. So I'm going to create my army. So I've got 2 in one of my old lists. I actually have 2. So I'm just going to press Control V, and now I have 2 units of 5 Spore Splatters. I might get some fell water.
Yeah, and then while Anthony's doing this, one other cool thing that you can do is, I know that some people run multiple heroes, and with some of the armies that you run, each hero might come with a different prayer or a different spell. So if you want Magro, can you show us how when you right-click, you can change the description on like a character?
So by the way, there's another good example, is you can do a whole bunch of things. We can change the color. So if I had 2 units of Fanatics here, and I'm like, well, how do I tell the difference between what is what unit? I could color tint it and go, right, well, I want this to be the red Fanatics, and I want these to be the blue Fanatics.
Blue. Yep.
So when I'm in combat and I'm trying to activate, I can clearly see which is which. So again, kind of makes life a bit easier. You can see there the difference on the bases. This would be great, especially when I'm going to have like 120 grots in 3 different units, right? A 60, a 40, and a 20. I could color code them in such a way that it's very easy to see which is which.
Yeah.
So Liam, guide me. So I've got my Fungoid here. And what would you like me to do?
So your Fungoid, right? So you're going to do right-click, right? And you're going to go down to description. Now, what artifact would your Fungoid have usually?
Oops. I might put an artifact. I don't know, like the clan.
Let's say I got the Griff Feather Charm. Brooch. Griff Feather Charm. So write down Griff Feather Charm there. Griff Feather Charm. Awesome. And then press enter. And then what spell would he have usually?
Let's say that he would have, let's say Hand of Gork.
Hand of Gork.
Normally Stragler would have it, but yeah.
But right now, so like when you leave it now, so like just exit out of that window, and then now when you hover over to the Fungoid, it'll pop up with a description just underneath saying that he's the one with the Griff Feather Charm and stuff. So what I've done with my army with Daughters of Cain, I've written down which hag queen has which prayer. So when it comes to when I know which hag died, I can easily tell, oh, cool, it's the one with Sacrament of Blood, or it's the one with this prayer. So it's easy for bookkeeping, because mainly when you're on the tabletop, actual like real world, you would have like conversions or colors to help you out. But with this, you just add a description and you're good to go.
Yeah, that's a great tip. So let's imagine that, I've gone into War Scroll Builder and I've built my 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatever army list I'm going to be building. Yep. Once I've got my army, what I would then do is I'd kind of select it all, which is what I've done here. And what I want to do is I want to hover over to objects, and I want to sorry, I want to go here. No, I want to right click. No, ignore me.
Click. Yep.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to hover over the units that I want to save, and I'm going to save object, and we're going to call this. Let's call it down under Sigma. Down under Sigma gets.
Yeah.
And what this is essentially going to do is when Liam and I go to battle, I can bring this army straight onto the table, literally the way I've deployed it. So if I had a particular way I like to deploy my models, let's say I want them deployed like I have in a movement tray, an inch between each model, or maybe it's in a particular shape, whether it's going to be kind of clustered into ranks, or maybe it's in straight lines. I can manipulate them all in such a way that when I'm ready to battle, there's no playing around with deployments. I can just literally kind of pick up and move. And what Liam's just called that as well. My artifacts, my spells, my command traits can be all pre-written, so we're ready to go and to play almost immediately. The bookkeeping is gone.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you take your army in your case and stuff. This is pretty much putting your army in your case ready for battle.
Yeah, which is awesome, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to exit. Anything else you want to kind of call out at this particular point? Again, every army has...
Yeah, so color tinting is good. One other thing I like to do as well is color tint my champions. We'll see on the stream on my army, you'll see that I've coded my champion so I know who is the champion.
Yeah, so straight here, right, you can see we've got, I know for a fact as a Gits player that this is my champion, so I might want to rename him
champion.
Yeah. And I would rename him champion, like I've just shown you. I might go, especially if I've got, a particular weapon, or, it might be hard to see, or sometimes, there might be 4 weapon loadouts, but there's only one model representation of sword or spear or bow. I can again customize that. Cool. Anything else?
That's it, really. It's that easy.
So you can manipulate
really
things. Manipulate them as well, so you can kind of move things around, and you can probably see if I hold the model, I can, or if I hold E, I'm kind of rotating the model. So
yeah, which we can get into more of gameplay.
Yeah. So all right, so I've saved my army, and I'm now ready to fight Liam. So I'm going to exit this this studio area, and I could either set up a game for myself, or what Liam's going to do is actually, actually, have you got one set up, Liam, already?
Yeah, I've invited you.
Cool. So if I was going to set up a game, I would go in and create it. I'd go into multiplayer, and I would create myself a username and password. So you can see here, I've generically put down under Sigma, and my password is down under Sigma. So when I email Liam and say, hey, join me under down under Sigma, I would create the server, and Liam and I could both join the server together using down under Sigma. So that's how we play together. But what's happened is Liam has actually invited me to play a game, because Liam has already kind of jumped in ahead of me. And I believe this was the password that Liam sent me.
Bingo.
So when Liam started to create this table, we used DNOC. So I had shown you a little bit earlier that there is actually, you know what, Liam, I just want to exit again. You might want to just invite me in a minute. No, invite me in a minute. I want to show you how to do that, right? So multiplayer, in my workshop, so I showed you DNOC here. DNOC, absolute legend of the community right now. If I click on this, it's going to load up a table that is customizable. It's going to have all the different objectives. It's going to have endless spells. It's going to have all this cool stuff. So a lot of what I need is going to be kind of pre-built into this particular table. But Tyler Emerson as well, he's gone in and created a bunch of these as well. So if I wanted to go straight into Knife to the Heart, Tyler's got some terrain there. He's got some dice. He's got some markers. So I could pick up a battle straight away from Knife to the Heart. So I just choose whatever I want to do. But For the purpose of this, Liam has already started because he's more experienced than I am. So I'm going to learn from Liam here. And this is maybe how you get started, is you get to play with someone with more experience. So Liam's invited me. You can see he's invited me to a game. Did you invite me?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Can we do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again. Perfect. Typical. He might be playing up with us.
There it is. So go there. Yep. Play game.
There we go. Cool. That's what I was trying to get out of. So Steam wasn't giving me the password. So I'll put in the password that Liam has made for us. Now you can see here that this is the table that Liam has been very kind to set up in advance. So I'm going to choose blue. Perfect. Now to take you on a bit of a tour of the table. So what has happened so far? Actually, you know what, Liam, maybe you can describe it to people. So when I very first load this up, but like what do I see versus what have you done here?
So pretty much what you see here is some terrain that I set up. It's pretty much what I got here is...
It wasn't the table already, was it?
Yeah, so this wasn't already here. So first thing that I did was, before I set anything up, is if you go to your left, Anthony, you see there's 3 language options. No, 2 language options, France and English. Because currently at the moment, that's the 2 most popular languages that have been using it. Now, if you press place, so don't press it now, Anthony, because I've already done it. But what this here has done is set up everything up here. So if let's just say I press recall, that brought those all in, and then now I just press place. And what this has done is it has now set the table up where inside the game, it's now I can just go over to this side here where these documents are, and I can select my scenario. So we could feel like we're playing, let's say, Gifts of the Heavens. So we don't know where the objectives are, but it has everything here lined up for us. But for simplicity's sake, we're just going to do Border War. And you can see here, the objectives are now placed, all measured and everything there for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And that's all there done for you.
Liam, can you choose another scenario? So I would love to show basically, so right now you can see, guys, before Liam changes it, there was four objective markers, which is what happens in Border War. You've got that diamond kind of area. Now we're on which scenario? We're on escalation. So notice how the objective markers move. So you can see here we've got the zones. We've got the 3-inch zone. We've got the 6-inch zone. So we've got some pre-built markers here that are going to put the deployment zones, the objective zones for the relevant scenario, which is really, really, really cool.
Now, for some reason, Scorched Earth isn't set up. But I think that's because the measurements are very different now. But generally, the ones I've been playing are the Border War. Yeah.
Okay. So Border War, we've got our 4 objectives, and you can see there's a whole bunch of colored lines, and the whole colored lines are very much deployment zones. So you would just try to find the most relevant deployment zone for this map.
Yeah. So now what we've done is here, I've set up some terrain. So we go over to where my army is, just a little bit to the left. Yep, there's some bags, some goodie bags.
Oh, actually, now, some labels.
With some labels. So pretty much on the dark side here, we've got buildings, terrain elements, and trees and bushes. What I mainly got this terrain from, since most of it's GW terrain, there's another bag on the other side with scenery with War Scroll.
Where is that?
Keep going to your right. There we go.
Perfect.
So there's some instructions here as well, but I just placed them. So if you go press right click, Anthony, and click search.
Yeah.
Now there should be a little pop-up window that's saying, yeah, it is. And that there is all the scenery that's in that goodie bag. And you guys can grab it and see what it is.
The time spawn ruins. We've got some spiky bits. We've got the DUS, the Sigmar head. With the Gryph-hound.
So
if I
if you want multiple, let's just grab the Gryph-hounds. Gryph-hound's a good example. Oh no, that's fine.
Grab the Gryph-hounds. Yeah.
So now, as you guys know, the Gryph-hound comes with different like pieces in the kit. So place that there.
Mm-hmm.
Just let go. Cool. Right there, you got a 3D render that just dropped in.
Yeah, right. That's pretty sweet.
What we can do as well is we can copy that and just place it however you want it for the next one.
So if I wanted to have it like right next to each other, like it's a passage, and then I want like that.
Yeah, and then after you've done that, when you're happy with the placement, you select them all, right-click, toggles, and lock. Now, this is really important that you lock it, and it's because since you are playing with miniatures that aren't locked, if those terrain pieces weren't locked, they could easily be moved by models, just like how in real life. But to make life easier in the game, since this is like a sandbox simulator type of game, these could easily be moved around with physics inside the game.
By the way, Denock, who is the person who actually created this table, again, very lucky to have him. I wasn't even expecting him to be here, so thank you very much for being here. He explained that when we had Scorched Earth, was it Scorched Earth that didn't have objectives when we brought it up?
Yeah.
The reason there was no objectives there was because it's something you can burn or you can move over time. So, but there is objective markers somewhere. I'll find. There you go. So I could, if I wanted to, bring that over onto the table instead. Yeah.
Yeah. So now our table's set. I'm pretty happy with that terrain. Are you, Anthony?
Yeah, and and obviously that bag you just showed me, right, had some of the GW stuff. If I was to again search this particular bag, it's going to come up with a whole bunch of other things as well. So if I search, might just be slow for a second. There you go. So you can see I've got, lizardmen pyramids, I've got, fortifications, I've got, towers and taverns and, castles, and there's trees and there's villages and there's broken fortress walls. And again, you can create the table the way you want to create a table. And again, I could go into this terrain elements and I could see other things, or if I want to have some shrubbery on my table, again, there's some stones, there's some spikes, there's some hills.
Some really cool stuff.
Yeah, you set the table the way you want to set the table. And I can't believe there's 56 different versions of trees here.
Now, another cool thing. So when you exit that out as well, Anthony, I want to show everyone on stream what we can do with the actual table. So you can see here it's a greeny grass zone. I can just go here, right-click it, and then I'm going to change it to the battle board.
Wow, how cool is that?
Like that.
So how would I do it?
Right, so you would go right-click, state, and then there you have, I think it's 24 different types of boards.
It's 26.
26 different types of boards.
So
click on a random number.
My birthday's the 11th, so I'm going to pick 11. What does this look like? Hey, it's a livery kind of table. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so there's some really cool stuff that you can do with that as well. So it's really well done. Huge shout out to Denock and everyone else who puts effort into this. This is just awesome stuff.
So what else have we got here? Let's take a tour. So we've got the core rulebook here that I could bring up, and I can bring certain pages over. So I'm like, right, cool. Take me through the core rulebook. I want to, fundamentally look at the different rules, or if we've got an interaction that's happening on the table, we could go to the core rules without having to leave this website or this game. We've got our scenery tables as well. So if we want to set some scenery tables or roll for some scenery, not only do we have a table, but we've also got some markers as well, which is really neat.
Yep. And then
we've got
some reason in the middle here.
We have a chess block if you want to do some timing. And I can kind of click this and go, right, well, it's top of round one. It's my turn. You haven't had a turn yet. So we can kind of track. We can track how the turns are going.
Yep. Triumph table.
Triumph table.
And then the standard command abilities.
Sweet.
So, and then on your side, I can see we got a dice tray. So what I can do here is, I'll show this bit. So pretty much change the color of the dice. And let's just say I have 50 attacks. So it's 25 and 50 attacks because that's Winchell standard. I can select them all, pick them up, just like that, wiggle, wiggle. And there's a little box here. I can just drop them in and boom, I can roll it. And that's how many hits I got or misses.
And then also you can see here on the left, it's automatically calculated. So we've got 9 1s, 13 2s, 6 3s, 9 4s, do the maths.
Yeah. And then another way you want to roll, if you want to go super old school, you can select them all. Let's just select them all like that. And you can press R. And they just go a bit crazy and boom, you got some rolling. But most people currently at the moment. Yep, go for it.
Let me do it. So I'll highlight. I'm going to press R repeatedly, just a couple of times to have some fun. And this is where it's kind of rolled the dice. So it's not going to be as nice as what we just did. If I wanted to do that, you pick it up and drag it into the little box. Let me do it. So I grab it. I grab it with my left mouse button. I then put it in the little box. And then it does a calculation. So it basically reenacts the roll, but it also then puts it into some type of format. So again, it's easy to read. And if I've got like re-roll ones, I can then kind of grab that, clear my misses. So let's say I was hitting on a 4+, but I do get to re-roll ones. Boom.
Yep. And then take those out for the misses again. And then you grab whatever's left and then you roll to wound.
Yeah.
Just like that. So yeah, it's really good. And it's super random. Like there's no real like math or any way to tweak it. So it's pretty all fair game for everyone. You got command ability points.
Command point tracker, so I can keep, and both sides of the table does have this. So on my side, although that's Liam's side there, Liam can keep track of his command points. I can keep a track of my VPs, my faction points. So if I was Slaanesh, or if I had Blood Tie, if I had, Zench summoning, if I had, whatever that might be, if I've got faction points, I can keep track of those faction points there as well. Yeah.
So it's just insanely intuitive. It's really good.
By the way,
really good for bookkeeping.
Hayden has said that you're on video now for using a dice rolling app. So expect some salt and some shade.
Lol. Okay.
What's really cool here as well is you've got all the malign sorcery endless spells, so you can kind of tap into the endless spells as well. So you can, if you have Geminids, if you have Umbral Spell Portal, again, you can kind of bring all these out as well. So they're pretty neat. You can write yourself a Balewind Vortex. But yeah, I think that's kind of like, that's the table, right? So I don't think there's much more that we want to show it from a table point of view. And again, you click on some things and you're going to see you got some hidden agendas. I can see that Liam's already placed his army. So I'll just scroll into this really, really quickly. So I can see here that Liam has basically done what I showed you before. He's gone into Daughters of Cain. He set up his army. You can see he's got Witch Elves. He's got his Sisters of Slaughter. He's got his Slaughter Queen on Cauldron. He's got his Medusa. You've got some Canari, some Blood Sisters. And you've also got some Scourge Runner chariots who are from Cities of Sigmar. So you can even bring in your ally pool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty easy. Didn't take too long. And they're all in the correct base sizes.
Yes.
And then now, Anthony, how do you bring your army on?
Yeah, good question. It's almost like I was about to do that. So what I can do is, so when I go to my objects, I can see my saved objects here. Now remember that I saved my Down Under Sigmar Gits. So if I was going to play with my Down Under Sigmar Gits, I would simply just left click it, drag it, and drop. And in a minute, it will use gravity and it will actually fall down. So there's my army. There would be my army if this was the matchup. But it's not 2,000 points, so I'm just going to remove it. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a full 2,000 point army. I've got a Cities of Sigmar list that I've created. This is a Tempest Eye list, so I'm going to drop down my Tempest Eye Cities of Sigmar models. So I've got my Dreadlord on Black Dragon. I've got some Phoenix Guard, a Hurricanum, some Handgunners. I've got my Shadow Warriors. I've got my Battle Mage. I've got my Drakespawn Knights. But then I've also got my Carrigan Overlord models to drop because I've got some engine riggers, and I've also got a unit of the Grunstock gun hauler. What I've also done is I've also got some faction dice as well. So I've gone in and grabbed some basically Sigmar dice or Stormcast dice, and you can see here that you've got the little logo, and there's a whole bunch of cool other dice as well. So you can, yeah, give yourself all of water. Happy days. But there's my army. There's my army. There's my 2K army. Which is pretty neat. And I might just rename this one here because he is a battle mage and he is from Hish. So he'll have the Fierce Protection spell. Do we want to put this on the table?
Yeah, man, let's do it. I'm just going to grab some dice.
Hey, Sean, by the way. Good to see you here. But yeah, so this is kind of how Tabletop Simulator happens. So this is, you know, I think if you're watching this, you're kind of going, this probably doesn't feel too much differently from a traditional game. Yes, there's, you know, you don't have the models, but, you know, there's the setup process. There's going to be, you know, all the markers and tokens that you would have. You'd have your dice. We've got our measurements here as well. By the way, speaking of measurements, there are a bunch of tools here, right? So I can draw a line, and this is really neat, right? So I can actually draw a line, and when we actually get into the game mechanics, we can kind of grab models from where they currently are, and we can work out how far exactly they can move to. So again, there's a whole bunch of cool things we can do here. There's a whole bunch of tools, and Liam's being a smarty, and I'll do this as well. So we know how important priority is. So what you can do here is you can increase the size by pressing the plus button or decrease it. So when we go for priority, Liam, let's roll priority. I know we're not up to that stage just yet. That you picked up a terrain piece. Yeah, so you can kind of like we can roll it together and we can kind of go, right, who goes first? All right, I rolled a 1. I suck. You might want to reduce the size a little bit there. Oh, there you go. Perfect. We both rolled a 1. All right, let's try again.
I did a 4.
I got a 3. Cool. So again, you can kind of see how, like, you know, like you would normally on the tabletop, you roll a priority dice at the same time and, you know, wonder who's going to go first. So our deployment zones here, what have we got? So we're going to be playing our Scorched Earth. So
Border War.
We're playing Border War. That's right. So if we kind of scroll in a little bit, you can see here we've got the Border War. We can see the setup. We can see the Glorious Victory. No different to the General's Handbook, which is really neat. You can see here that we have a 12-inch deployment territory. So Liam, for the purpose of this game, you're going to stay on your side, aren't you? Yes, I am. Awesome. Yeah. For simplicity.
No, but I want the more open space.
At least moving models to the other side of the table is easy. So we could roll for scenery as well, guys. If we wanted to roll a scenery dice, we could put our token here, or we could then go in and like name it. So we could say this is Arcane, alternatively. So, or I could use a text box here and say Arcane, and then it would be, you'd be able to see. Oh, maybe that's easier there. Right.
Oh, I've done my first drop, by the way.
Well, I'm doing the I'm trying to show off how to use the text. Go away. All right. So before I do that, I just want to show. So you can see here that the map is shown is set up appropriately. So we've got our 24-inch line, and this purple line here is my 12-inch line. That purple line here is Liam's 12-inch line. So they've even made the deployment zones easy. So I just need to deploy for this particular scenario behind this purple line. So I'll start off with my Phoenix Guard. I'm going to grab all of my Phoenix Guard, move it over. I'm going to rotate them, though, because I want them facing the right side of the battle. And I want to be able to string them out as one line. So I'm just going to... Perfect. I'm just going to quickly measure to make sure that there is... Yep, there's still an inch between us. So this unit is in coherency, as you can see. This model has also fallen over. So I'm going to Yeah, I can flip him, fix him up. So Liam's next drop. What have you done? Oops, move my guy.
I've done Cauldron. Now I'm going to be a prick, and I'll just put my heart renders in reserve.
Language, please.
I said prick.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll put down my unit of handgunners. So I'll grab those handgunners.
Cool. My next drop then will also be heart renders.
All right. Well, let me deploy first. I'll drop my models. What? Just like your models as well, you can drop them, which is funny. Sometimes it takes a minute. To rotate them.
Why is there a Phoenix guard here?
Huh?
Double click. There's a Phoenix guard here.
I don't know what he's doing. Come on.
Let me just flip it.
Is it F? Yeah, there we go.
Oh, no, I just put it back to normal.
Yeah. He's on the terrain piece. Yeah, cool. So if something is fallen over, and sometimes like our models fall over on terrain pieces, we just press F, we kind of put them back on track. So happy days. So I'll put down to some handgunners. Let's put them here. So what have you learnt, Liam, while I deploy my little handgunners? What are some of the things you've learnt so far by playing TTS?
How quick a game can go through. And also, I really miss the real thing, but at the same time, this is doing a good job. Like, it's just not the same kind of thing, but like, it's inspired me now. Like, for example, I was super iffy about going back to Daughters, but now after playing a few games on this, I'm like, cool, I can do it. I can do a Daughters army.
I've learned about some, not learned, but I've got to play with some models that I would like to now go buy and build. So for me, it's been really good just to practice and learn with new models. Cool. All right. So I put down my 10 handgunners there.
Yeah, you got another drop to do.
Oh, you already beat me. All right. In that case, I will grab my anointed. So I just put my anointed with my, that's a dragon. Ignore the dragon. I'll move the dragon. So what happened there is I grabbed two models at the same time. It's probably just the Australian internet lag on my side. Cool. So what have I got down? I've got an anointed. I've got my 20 Phoenix Guard. I've got my 10 handgunners here.
Cool. So you've done anointed, 10 handgunners. What was your third drop?
I've
anointed. I'm going to do
the 3 Scourge Runners.
I'm just going to do my Scourge Runners. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. And Liam is cheating at this point because you can see here that this model is over his deployment line. So I can already call over a TO and say that Liam is a bad sport.
That's normal.
I'll grab myself a Battle Mage and I'll put my Battle Mage here because why not?
How many drops here again?
11.
Oh, same.
Cool. So there's my Battle Mage, and I'll turn him so he's facing the battle. Oops. Nope, don't want to do that. Cool. What's next for Liam?
10 Witch Elves. That's over here.
All right. I'm just going to grab myself a gunstock. We'll kind of speed this up a little bit because I'm sure this is not fun for people watching us doing deployment, but yeah, I'll just do my gun stock there.
Cool. I'll do my next drop. I'll do the next unit of 10 Witch Elves.
All right, while you do that, I'll just drop down, grab my 6 engine riggers, which I'll just put down here. I'll just fix them up so they're closer to the base. Yep, so that's 6 engine riggers I'm going to put down. Yeah, I've really enjoyed being able to play various people, get experiences. It's been really cool to kind of see the new Seraphon and how they operate. especially the Starborn. So I can now kind of start to think about how my list might interact with the Starborn. And then when Teclis comes out, you know, what's that going to look like? Do I need to lean into Hallowheart? Do I stay with Tempest Eye? Do I pick something different completely, like Anvilguard?
I don't really think there's any point doing Hallowheart when Teclis just auto casts and stuff.
But that's the great thing about this, right? Is I can practice and I can play, and you know, if we're going to see magical supremacy from Zench, we're going to see magical supremacy from Seraphon. You know, you've got Nagash the Supercaster. We're going to have we're going to have Teclis. You know, how is it going to interact when people are trying to cast endless spells? People who rely on endless spells? You know, we've seen Seraphon have a spell that basically just gets rid of all the endless spells on the table. So this has given me a good opportunity to practice and to prepare and to try things in a very safe environment where I'm not having to spend money that eventually I don't want to spend. Obviously, if I love the models, who cares, right? I'll find a way to play with them. But if I am preparing for the tournament scene, I can really optimize a list. I can practice, even though I'm in currently.
I did 20 Sisters of Slaughter, so it's your next drop.
Perfect.
I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've done 7 drops. How many have you done?
I've put the Hurricane down. So I've done my Gunstock, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Cool. So now it's my 8th. I'm just going to do what sisters?
So while you're deploying, Zach asks, is this free to play on a website or is it downloaded? So this is a game called Tabletop Simulator that you pay for the application in Steam. It varies depending on which country you're in, approximately $10 to $20 for the game. It allows you to get into a whole range of different games, and then the modifications and the plugins for Age of Sigmar come at no cost. They're all kind of contributed from community members. So that's the only expense that you've got to make. I believe 40K's on here. I believe Blood Bowl's on here. Warcry might be on here. The whole range of different games. So this is just the Age of Sigmar version we're kind of showing off. So it is free to play. And again, anyone who is interested in getting into this, in the episode description, whether you're watching us on YouTube or on Facebook, I do have the various links that you can that you'll need to set up the game. So for $20, for $10, this has been a godsend for us as we've been in isolation, not being able to physically play. But I know this will never replace the human-to-human interaction and playing with real models on a real table. It will never replace it for me, but it's been a nice supplement in this challenging time. Can you get Steam on Mac? I believe so. I played Tyler Emerson the other week, and he was playing.
I'm currently playing on Mac.
Oh, awesome! It's going fine for you.
It runs perfectly fine. The only thing you have to do is lower the resolution, so like the screen's smaller, and that works even better. Really, I've done 20 Blood Sisters, by the way, because I'm narrative.
Yeah, I know. You are a Neo, as they call them, a narrative game organizer. You are just exceptional. I'll put down my Dreadlord on Black Dragon because why not? And you will notice as well here, guys, that it does have a big base, and if it doesn't, just like a regular model, if the base doesn't fit what it's trying to go on to, it will topple over. So you will have to be mindful of when you're placing your models. So I'm just going to move it to the side. I'll flip it over so it's appropriate. If I think the model looks too big, I can just reduce the size by pressing the minus button, and it would kind of notice how it's shrinking. I'll just so you guys can see. I can increase the size. It's like the Mother of Dragons. Something that I learned recently, Liam, that you might enjoy. Can you add me as a mod? Have you added me as
already done it. You're promoted.
Am I? Yeah. You can change the physics so you can make it not topple over, but that's okay. So I'll put my Dreadlord on Black Dragon here.
Yeah, I just done a Hag Queen, so your next drop.
I'll put my Shadow Warriors in the sky.
Cool. I was waiting for that, and then
I've got 2
I had
drops.
queen.
I've got 2 drops.
I got this hag, and then your next drop.
Yeah, I'll just put down my Drakespawn Knights. I'll just
and I'll do my Bloodrack Medusa.
Yeah, sweet. My dudes are toppling over.
Cool.
Again, this is, I mean, considering we can't play physically, this is pretty awesome. But I'm very much looking forward to getting back on the tabletop and playing with everyone. I do miss that a lot. But the cool thing is, right, playing. I don't personally own any Drakespawn Knights yet, but I've started to purchase and I'm starting to prepare this army because I've really enjoyed how it plays. So this has really inspired me to buy models that weren't originally in my plan this year. Funnily enough, so it's also worked, to flesh out ideas and combinations that I wasn't quite looking at the time, but now it's just cool, completely justified. It's working the way I want it to work. All right, I'll just fix that up. Cool. So our table is set. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm just currently making some buff tokens. Do you want to quickly show them how to make tokens?
Yeah, give me a second. I'm just going to remove the lines. So get rid of the lines. So clean this up a little bit. Yes. Perfect. So we just got rid of all our deployment lines now. So where are you hiding the tokens? Are they hiding in the little bag here?
They're in the little bag.
Yeah. So my army has a whole bunch of different buffs. So I can do a -1 to hit from Fierce Protection. I have +1 attack from Aura of Glory. So you can see here that there is a whole bunch of different combinations. So I'm going to take, let's say, Run and Charge. Not that my army has Run and Charge, but I can see here that I've got a -1 to hit for Fierce Protection. Let's say I've got a reroll to hit. I've got a +1 to cast as well, maybe. Again, you find the relevant tokens that are for you. Mortal Wounds on 6s to hit, so that when I'm ready to do my command ability, I can then put appropriate token and say, right, well, my Dreadlord applies his command ability, so every Drake spawn within 18 is going to be +1 to wound. So I can kind of trigger that. My army does start, by the way, with 1 additional command point. I have purchased that.
Cool.
All right. Liam, do you want to kick us off? You want to start the game off? So we'll do a virtual handshake.
Handshake in the middle. Shake, 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 shake. Shake, shake. Cool. I won the drop off. So guess who's going first, Anthony?
You're going first because I can control the monitor while I watch you do your thing. So you're going to go first.
I don't want to go first though.
You are going first because it's my channel. So Liam, you're taking off first because then I can kind of use my cinema experience to kind of show off the different things that you would do.
I don't want to go first, but okay, sure. So start of my turn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do Witch Brew onto the Sister Slaughter. Awee! And then I do Witch Brew with the other hag to my Blood Sisters. Awee! Mario. Cool. Now let's grab some dice. Because then now it's time to buff up the army. So I need to do my first roll off is going to be Blessing of Cain onto the Blood Sisters. I need a 3-up, rerolling 1s. I get it.
So you get the 4. That's nice.
Cool. Sacrament of Blood onto the Sister Slaughter.
And by the way, we don't have to roll the dice on that mat. So if you wanted to roll it on the table, do you want to do your next dice roll on the table instead?
Yeah, cool. I'm just going to do it here. So my next dice roll, I'm going to do Cataclysm of Murder onto the Blood Sisters. Oh, cool. Activate the Avatar. Let's just do it in the middle again because it's fun. I need a 3-up, rerolling 1s.
So what button do you press, Liam, when you want to make that roll?
Press R.
Okay, because when you just left click it with your mouse, you're just going to drag it around the table like I'm doing right now. But if I press R, so if you press R once, it'll just it'll just go like this. But if I press it a few times, it'll go higher and it will spin more. So, yeah.
So the avatar is activated. Now I'm going to cast some spells. My only spell is Mind Razor. I need a 7.
By the way, you can go back to your table if you want to. I just wanted to show off the difference. You can do.
That's fine. Spell didn't go off. That spell never goes off. Cool. So what I'm going to do is shake that junk.
And while Liam does that and sings terribly, you can see here that with my mouse, I can also kind of maneuver and, take appropriate angles. If I'm thinking about my turn, I can, I don't have to interrupt Liam and go, right, well, if I wanted to unbind something, like what's my range here? Okay, cool. So I've got a dispel range up to, I can't dispel the cauldron, but I can kind of go anywhere around here. So I could be pre-measuring in preparation for my turn, or if I'm going to kind of get, I'm trying to work out what I want to do next. The pre-measuring is very cool.
So these guys are going to move their full 12.
Yep.
So what I can do now is grab them and measure at the same time. So I'm going to go full 12 inches.
So what Liam's done here is you press tab. Is that correct? You're holding tab? Yep. So I'm just going to replicate this from Liam, right? So he selected the 3 models. So you left click it, grab the hold tab, and you can then kind of see where you're going. So if this model, how far does your chariots move, Liam? 12. So I could then go, right, well, that's too far. Okay, I can go anywhere kind of around here. So from a decision-making point of view, it's pretty sweet. It would give me some very cool flexibility, and I can always see that center point where my models initially started.
Yeah, sweet. So that's cool. Cool. So the witch elves on the right are going to run. They're going to run 2, so their movement's 8 today. So
Something
again,
that
I'm just going to grab them.
Something that I've really enjoyed is like zooming out and taking photos. So I've been able to like do screenshots and then put them on Twitter as well to go, right, Liam versus Anthony, Daughters of Cain versus Tempest Eye. Again, no different to what I would normally do at a tournament, taking some photos with my opponent, taking my photos in the game to tell a story and a battle report. So something that I've really enjoyed. So you've got 1 command point, no faction points because DOK doesn't have any. And we haven't ended the battle round yet, so there's no victory points here.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do now next is roll off to see where my sister Sword are going to be going, so they're running as well.
Mm-hmm.
And movement 12 today. Hot damn! That's cool. I wasn't really expecting that. That's super fast. I wasn't really expecting that.
By the way, if anyone in the chat here is watching and they have additional questions, feel free to add them in the chat. We've had a number of games now. I did joke that Liam is more experienced, but we've both been playing a fair bit, and on top of that, we've been watching a whole bunch of other people in the coach community Discord channel playing. There's probably 1, 2, 3 games on a daily basis now for probably the last month. Like this has been on fire, which has been really cool to see. Again, getting to see OBR, Iron Jaws, Deepkin. There's just so many cool armies that you may not get to play in your local meta. Maybe you haven't experienced the Eels yet, or maybe a Maw Crusher, or I don't know how many tournaments you guys get to attend. But this does really give you an experience to play players around the world.
Cool. What I'm going to do next is run the Blood Sisters. So they're going to move 8 plus 5, 13. Holy crap, this army is speedy. I'm just going to do that. Now, what I'm also doing, guys, when you're measuring, is if you're going to do any turning, I always recommend going under by 2 or so inches to give you that movement. Does that make sense, Anthony?
Yeah, because you notice that when Liam turned, that central point still remained at the 9. Look, this is not 100% accurate, so there's going to be some give and take. And there's some mistakes that can happen, especially when it comes to coherency. So my advice to you is, to encourage the speed of the game, there might be a little bit of a leniency that you might need to take. but overall, it's relatively accurate.
Been pretty good so far. So these guys are going through the doorway. That's what I'm measuring for, because they can go through the door. That door.
Yeah.
So it should be.
Yeah.
I'm going to put one just on top here, and then that's actually underneath, and then I'm just doing that one.
And that purple is your champion, right? That's why it's purple.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
That's the champion. I'm just moving it. I don't know why it does this, but okay.
I really like some of these terrain pieces that they've animated as well. I know the corn Hex Gorgeous Skulls has like blood dripping. There's it's a whole bunch of cool terrain pieces. I think the Seraphon Temple has some animation. Again, really cool. And even if it's not animated, actually, oh wow, that's got little fire as well. That's really, really cool. That's just something small.
Cauldron's just moving up 5, and I'm also making sure the base doesn't fit your goddamn dragon again. Oh, I can fly over. I don't really care. It doesn't die. Medusa. And these witch elves are going to run as well. They're going to run.
So Liam, why are you doing this? What have you been painting lately, or what are you what's on your hobby table at the moment?
I have built 10 Sisters of Slaughter, and that is all because I'm also doing uni stuff. So I am just trying to get the army started, get it starting to get built, so we can have games can start being played after isolation with this army. And I was very lucky that a non-GW GW store was available in Balmain, aka Mortally Wounded Chris Welfare. Has an endless amount of hobby, and I said, "Hey, can I buy some stuff off you?" And he said, "Done."
By the way, shout out to this fan here. I can press this little button and turn the fan on. I don't really know what it does. There you go. It creates a wind zone. That's how much cool detail is on this table. That's very cool.
That is my turn, dude.
All right.
Oh, actually, no, wait, it's not my turn because I get to shoot you. I got shooting.
You guys here at first, end of the turn.
I got shooting. Let's go for a chariot. So there's 6 shots there. No, 2
so
for 6 shots.
What's the range, Liam, of the shots?
18.
All right, so
I'm not aiming at your dragon.
I'm just showing off our audience members the range. Chill out. Chill.
I'm not shooting a dragon. I am shooting.
Yes, but I'm showing what the potential is here. So you can see here, guys, that you couldn't hit the handgunners. We have a big long line of Phoenix Guards, so absolutely we can hit the Phoenix Guard. What is it? 18 inches. Not enough to hit the Drake Spawn Knights. Oh, actually, hold on. If we measure
that one
is
out. That one can.
Yeah.
And so can that one. It's just this one here can't.
Yeah. Cool. So again, I'm just showing the measuring off here. So you're going to use two of those into the Drake Spawn, and what the back one.
And then the other one into the Phoenix Guard.
Cool.
So the champion of the Beastmaster hits on 2s.
Mm-hmm.
6s do D3 mortal wounds. That's not what I wanted. So the champion.
That's exactly what I wanted. So, see you, Hayden.
3s. 2 saves at -1 onto your chariot, onto your knights.
My Drake Spawn. So my Drake Spawn normally have a 3+ armor save. However, in the first round, being Tempest Eye, I get +1 to my armor save. So I'm now on a 2+. And now you are Rend -1.
Yep. So 3 up.
So I'm going for 3s. So I
don't like you. And 3s. And 3s. 1 wound on the Phoenix Guard.
Cool. Any Rend?
-1
Rend.
still.
Sweet. So Phoenix Guard have an armor save of 4, +1 because of Tempest Eye in the first battle round. Rend -1 brings us back to a 4, which we do not get. How much damage? 2. So 2 damage is 2 dice rolls because Phoenix Guard have a 4+ after save. We're both good. There's a 6 and a 5.
I don't like
By the way, notice Liam has Daughters of Cain dice as well. So he's got some faction dice as well. So again, you could find a whole bunch of accessories and tokens that are specific to your army as well, which I think is a really nice touch.
Okay. I score 5 points.
Cool. So that is because you've got models here, here. We know that's worth 1, that's worth 2, that's worth 2. So you are currently on 5 victory points with 1 command point up your sleeve versus I have yet had an opportunity to score. So if anyone here, by the way, guys, you are watching this live and you do have a question on how this works, please let us know. Happy to help out. This is not a full game of Age of Sigmar. We're just going to demonstrate the first round or two just to kind of give the look and feel of how this would work. So, yeah. Liam, anything you want to add at this particular point?
It's just fun. Like, I got a pretty good setup here of 2 monitors. So that's why I just find it nice and easy. But if you're just a person who's 1 laptop and stuff, just get yourself like a pair of headphones, plug it in, get some of your mates around, and you can just have a chat and just casually just catch up during this isolation period. It's just crazy what's going on in the world, and this just kind of brightens it up a little bit, and it makes you get excited to do the hobby again.
A second monitor has been very helpful because I do have on my other side of the screen, I've got, when I generated my list from War Scroll Builder, I was able to bring up that data so I could see my movement, I could see my wounds and, you know, my armor save and all of that. But I've also downloaded my my rules by the phase using AoS reminders. So that why that is very cool as well is because I can try out new armies and new lists and combinations with confidence because, you know, it's almost like on one screen I've got my game, on my other screen I've got my rules. So I can, again, try to keep it as quick as possible. The Squig Herd is in the chat. Hey, Squig Herd has been running a whole bunch of tabletop simulator games as well and some local tournaments in France. So, well, the internet of France. So shout out to those guys as well. Age of Slanesh, will this work on Mac? Absolutely. Liam is actually running it on Mac as we speak, but you mentioned before you just dropped the resolution down a little bit. Is that correct, Liam?
Yeah, so the big thing with Macs is they have this thing called a Retina screen. Retina screens, while you're doing your getting ready for your turn, I'm going to get real technological with this since it's part of my job day to day now. I've been literally talking about technology all day today, but I can't even say the word anymore.
Yeah.
Retina screens are a bit more powerful than a regular screen. So the game sometimes can't handle it. So if you just drop the resolution a little bit, then it'll become the same power as like a PC monitor and stuff. So currently at the moment, I'm running a Dell monitor, and I just dropped down the resolution a little bit, and it runs so well, like super smooth.
And we're streaming on my computer, so this is not the view from Liam, so it's not the downgraded resolution by a little bit. So, you know, if I look at the battlefield, this is how we're looking right now. So we've got Liam is directly in control of this his home objective. So it's really cool that I can even take this objective. I can take this view, right? Because in real life, I can't really come over to your side of the table and you know look on your side. It's a little bit weird sometimes. So I can see Liam is well in control of this objective. I can see that he's got 3 bases under this objective. They've got a lot of wounds. They've got 6 wounds apiece, but it's only three bases. I can also see Liam has got 1, 2, 3. I can actually really clearly see, right? So I can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bases here. So that's the lay of the land. I can now start to think about how I apply an appropriate strategy. So first things first, we are going to get myself a command point. It is the start of the round. I do not have an honored retinue. I don't have a homie to generate an additional command point because my general is the Dreadnought on Black Dragon. So Liam, don't at me about having more elves in my army. Did you notice that, by the way? My army is mostly elves with the exception of handgunners and the
trust me, because elves are the best, right?
But I am a truly multicultural city here. So what's going to happen here is I've got 2 spells, one from the Hurricanum, one from the Battle Mage. The Battle Mage is going to cast Fierce Protection. So Fierce Protection goes off on a 5. So Fierce Protection goes off on a 5. That is coming from the Battle Mage over here. It is within a range of the Hurricanum. I believe there is a new feature that I can activate here that actually brings out buff ranges as well. So again, they're constantly evolving this game. So my Battle Mage is going to get +1 to this cast, Liam. So I'm going for a 5 +1 to this cast. Perfect. So I've got 12 in total.
I'm not touching that. You're good.
Sweet. So I'm going to put.
I don't even know what that spell does.
-1 to hit. So I'll put that on the Phoenix Guard. You are now -1 to hit the Phoenix Guard.
That's cool. Cool.
The second spell I'll put down is I'll put down the Aura of Glory. Aura of Glory has a casting value of 7 +1 from the Hurricanum. Aura of Glory gives me an additional attack, a melee attack, within 12 inches of the Hurricanum. So that goes off on a total of 9.
Where is your dude?
Hurricanum's here. By the way, Squig Herd, we are very well. We are bored from isolation, happy to be playing Age of Sigmar on the internet. Even happier that Games Workshop has started posting models. I got on Monday, I got 6 Demigryph Knights, I got some Dryad Bark, and I got some paint, and I've got 2 more orders to come pretty soon. So it's nice to be working on some cool things.
You got that spell. I couldn't unbind it.
Sweet. By the way, I'm actually converting up. I've got a second Carmine Dragon, so I'm painting up currently. And the reason I needed Dark Reaper was to paint up my Carmine Dragon and convert a Dreadlord to be a Black Dragon Dreadlord. So that's something I'm currently working on, thanks to playing TTS. So I'm going to be getting myself a +1 to attack. I don't have that token here. But for the purpose of this, I just put a command ability down. That might make life easy, just for that for now. And then when Liam's turn is on, I can always go back into the bag and bring that. Actually, I'll search for the bag now. Cool. By the way, actually, we didn't even call this out. Liam, there's also 3-inch combat gauges, 9-inch combat gauges as well. So
I don't need that.
Huh?
No, that's really cool. I didn't know they had that thing. That's really cool.
Yeah, so if I'm trying to prepare for a charge, or let's say that's a 12-incher. I don't want a 12-incher.
Just say we're setting up your Shadow Warriors.
Let's say I'm going to get a 9er. That's a 9. No, this just should be a 9. There is a 9-inch. There is a 9-inch one there, but I'm going to pull this out because I'm going to need this later when I bring my Shadow Warriors down. So let's say, for example, I want to. I just want to put this marker down. So when I drop my Shadow Warriors, I know I need to be at least 9 inches away from them, for example. Or let's say, actually, let's go something more realistic. It's not going to be a big block of Blood Sisters. Yeah, so let's go there.
They're fairly pointed.
Because it's 10 elves, 10 Shadow Warriors versus, 20 Blood Sisters? That's not going to happen, man. But anyway, what I'm trying to show here is that this 9-inch marker is a good start. So when I do drop my Shadow Warriors down, I know now that this is the kind of the 9-inch range. And I could look for that terrain piece or whatever that is. I don't have any command abilities to activate in this turn. Oh, actually, one more thing I could show you guys is one of the things that obviously we need to start tracking as well is going to be your wound dice or your wound counters. So you've got these life counters here as well, and battle shock counters as well. So if I'm like, right, I need to count battle shock. Cool. So if my Hurricanum takes a wound, there you go. I always count up, by the way. I don't know how you count, Liam, but I find it's easier.
I count up for the damage table.
Sweet. Yeah, exactly. So same as me. So I've got now my life counter there, so I can always be counting up how much damage that the Hurricane's taken. Clearly, it hasn't taken any damage just yet. And if I'm counting battle shock as well, here's a token for battle shock. I could be putting that down there, and as I'm removing models, I can keep track again of my army. So this is really cool. That's it for my hero phase. I don't have a command ability to activate in my hero phase. It's a combat activation. I was able to get off the Aura of Glory, which is +1 attack in melee. I was also able to get off Fierce Protection for -1 hit on my Phoenix Guard. Now into movement. So movement for the Tempest Eye, I get +3 to my movement. So what I'm going to be able to do is I get to move my Drakespawn Knights, which have a movement of 10. +3 because of my Tempest Eye, which gives me a total of 13. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to left click, press tab, and I can see that I can move kind of keeping the same formation by the way. I can drop my dudes. Thanks for ruining my dudes. That's Liam, by the way, not me. He's trying to be helpful. But see how I kept that same formation, which is really neat and really helpful. Same deal here with my my Drake spawn. Oops. I'm going to go. Now, I might be a bit too close. Let's have a look. Oops, there's 13. That's 13.1. I cheated there by 0.1.
Yo, Clint. Where's Clint? Can we call Clint over? Clint. Matthew's cheating.
Oh, and we know that I need to be outside of 3 before I declare a charge. So that is my 3-inch combat gauge that I can keep to ensure that I'm outside of the 3-inch mark, which is perfect there, right? Shut up. You're a pain in the ass.
I am entertainment. I am pure entertainment.
Dragon moves 14 plus 3 because of Tempest Eye first turn, so I might just go here and I'll just bring the combat gauge.
I left a really juicy spot here for you though.
No.
Come here. Look at that, super juicy. Remember what happened last time, right?
I know what you're talking about. Your face.
Does everyone want to hear a fun story about the dragon while Anthony's moving?
I'm going to press mute on you. All right, cool. So the dragon is within 3 to Scourge Privateers. Scourge Chariots. Handgunners, you guys can just stay there. Phoenix Guard. I'm super lazy. Actually, I need to move these guys. You guys need to move. So I'm just going to... I need to move these guys out so I can move my Hurricanum in.
You're a Hurricanum.
Your face is a Hurricanum.
I'll take that. I mean, it's freaking pretty.
All right. This can move 13, but I'll only move 12 just to account for the slight wheeling. Yeah, let's go there. Cool. And I'll just make sure that this will be within 12 when I want to get that +1 attack. Sweet. That's all we'll do for now. Oh, actually, I'll just move these really quickly.
Anyone who's not from Australia and wondering why I'm yelling out Clinton Dennis's name, it's because they're the big TOs in Australia and they run CanCon.
I don't know if Dennis is a big TO. He certainly is a 2IC to Clint.
I'm pretty sure he's done Masters.
I've
never seen him play event.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen him either. But we won't talk about Dennis. He's a great sport. I did play him at South SAGT.
There you go.
So sweet. Here's the battlefield, guys. As you guys can see, again, I can change the camera angles. So, however, all I'm doing is holding the right mouse button, and I can kind of get a good angle, and I can kind of start to see the battlefield the way I need to see it. So I can kind of see my threat ranges. I can measure to go right. Well, if I do need a charge, I only need like 3 inches. I can see that, if I lose, there's clearly going to be a, thanks for hanging out, Squeak. We might have to have a game soon now that we're all starting to play this. Cool. Shooting. So I'll do 10 handgunner shots. So handgunners can, they move. So they're going to get, I'm not going to bother handgunners. We're not playing a full game. So I'll just do the Hurricanum shot. The Hurricanum gets 3 attacks that I'm going to put into your Scourge Chariots. They hit on 2s. Let's actually put it in the box. I didn't put it in the box. Yep, they all hit. And they do D3 mortals each. So we're looking at 5 mortal wounds to your chariot.
So one's on 1 wound left. Cool. Keep going.
I'm not going to do too much shooting. I'm just going to, we'll just keep this fast pace. We're not going to kind of get bogged down here. Charges. So I'm just going to try to charge with my my dragon. So I'm going to, and I hope you guys are kind of getting a feeling now of how this game works. You're kind of seeing it's no different to a regular Age of Sigmar game. So I'm going to charge with my dragon. My dragon got a 6. Oh, I forgot my dragon can run and charge. Doesn't matter. The dragon moves 6, so I'm just going to select it, hold tab, and move it so it's it's in range of the Hurricanum. Happy days. Cool. Same deal, I do that with my Drakespawn Knights. Oops. My Drakespawn Knights next to the dragon are going to charge. They get +1 to their charge as well for their banner, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, it's minimum of 7. Oops, I'm selecting my Phoenix Guard. That's not what I want. So that is all 5 of my models. Perfect. No, it's a Phoenix Guard. Perfect. Yeah, got it. Perfect. So it's all 5 of my Phoenix. So my Drakespawn, and I can move 7. Yeah, heaps of space. Heaps of space. Let's fix this guy up. Sweet. You will notice that these models are a little bit big, which is why they kind of like the tails are kind of knocking each other. So I'm just trying to fix this up a little bit. And also the dragon wings. This doesn't happen very often. It's just these particular models, but you haven't had this before, have you, Liam?
No.
It's just because the necks and the dragon wings are probably a bit bigger than they should be, which is why they kind of knock each other. But yeah. And I'll try to charge these guys as well, because why not? So I'll try to charge these Drakespawn. A 6. That's totally fine. They're in 6. Oops. Got them. Yeah, I only need a 3, just over a 3, so I can use the rest to wrap around. Thank you, good sir. Sweet. Do you have anything you want to activate in combat?
No. Not Sinora.
I will activate one of my command points. No, I don't even need it. That's just a complete waste. No, I'll leave it. Cool. So the first things first is my dragon always strikes first. He has an artifact, a command ability that allows him to command trait that allows him to always strike first, and he also gets to run and charge. So I'll do that, and then I'll move into my Order Serpentis over here, and we'll do some. Or I'll work it out on the fly. So first things first, I've got 6 attacks from my. Oh no, I've got 3 attacks from my lance. So 3 attacks from my lance. If I wanted to generate more dice, I could just do it there as well. But we'll do 3 attacks. Actually, no, 4 because of my Hurricanum. I get +1 attack for being within Hurricanum range.
Yep.
That's from a spell, not from the portents. Don't at me. So we're hitting on, because of the Hurricanum range, I'll just make sure that it is in range here. Yep, totally in. So we're hitting on 2s, so that fails. I get +1 to my. Oh no, I don't get +1 to my wound. I didn't do the ability. Wounding on 3s. All 3 wound. These are at Ren -2 because I charged.
Go straight through. Damage.
Damage is 2, so that's 4 damage so far.
So that is 1 dead, and 1 on 3 wounds taken.
The next attacks is the fearsome jaw bite. So there's 3 attacks +1 because of Aura of Glory. So that's 4 attacks. I'll be hitting on 3s because of the Hurricanum range. So they all hit. Wounding on 2s, technically 1s. They all wound. These are also at Ren -2.
Go straight through. Damage.
6.
6. So that kills 1 and 1's on 3 wounds left.
D6.
D6. Go for it.
D6. Yeah, I just rolled it. So 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 damage.
They're all dead. They'll die.
All right. I've never had the dragon hit with its bite attacks like that just happened just then. Cool. And I'll do the Drakespawn Knights now. Now that they're guys, I've got my always strikes first. So they have 2 different attack profiles. I'll be outside of my range for the Aura of Glory. So there's 5 attacks here. Hitting on 3s. 1 fails. Wounding on 4s. 3 wounds. These are at Ren -2 because I charge with the lance.
They go straight through, but I still get to roll my 6s for my blades.
They charge, they're 2 damage apiece.
That's all good. So nothing happens there. So that's 6 damage. So I'm just going to grab that. 6s save them.
Oh.
Save 2, 4. So I lose
4.
Boom, boom, boom.
And then I've got 10 attacks from the jaw. So I've got 10 monster attacks hitting on 3s. So 8 hit. Wounding on 4s. So only 5 saves. 4 saves. 4 saves. No rend on the bite attacks.
So that's 5 ups and 6 is 2 mortal wounds back. Save 2. Damage 1.
Yeah, just 1 damage.
Cool. And 6 is to save them. Yeah,
cool.
1 dies.
Cool. Attack back. So Liam, when you got rid of them, did you just move them to the side for your battle shock, or how do you do it?
I just deleted them because I know it's a unit of 10. So for battle shock, I just minus whatever's left.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, you've killed 5. So yeah, they're pretty good.
But if you try to do the math token like this to go right, well, so far there's been a battle shock count of 5. So that's another way to doing some housekeeping. Cool. Over to you, Liam.
Attacks.
By the way,
attacks hitting on 3s.
This is the witch elves into these guys.
Yep, because that's the only thing left. And then wounding on 4s. Nothing.
Okay. I've got nothing over here. So, and you'll be out of piling range.
Battle shock.
Just look at battle. Yep, you're out by about 1.5 inches. So you lost 5 sisters here. Or witch elves.
Roll 2 dice, pick the lowest. So 4. Their bravery 7. And I rolled a 4, so that's 9, so I lose 2 more.
Okay.
Whee. Wow.
That means that this objective is
now
actually,
hang on 1 second. That's all right. Yeah.
That means I claim this objective.
Yes.
I retain this objective. So I'm also on 5 victory points. So it's currently 5. I have 2 command points. You have 1 command point. We're moving into the second battle round here. I'll grab my
Yeah.
I'll grab my dice.
Ready? 1.
Wait,
1, 2, 3.
Oh, hold on. No, sorry, I did the rotate. That was my fault. 1. 6.
Yes. Yes, son. I think I'll take it.
Yeah, cool. And we'll just play this one more
damage.
And we'll kind of wrap things up as well. And we can kind of talk through the mechanics and the extra things.
So witch brew again onto these guys, and I witch brew these guys here again. I'm going to do Blessing of Cain onto the Blood Sisters. 3 rerolling 1s. Rerolling 1s. Gets it. So they got Blessing of Cain.
Yeah.
Next thing I'm going to do is Sacrament of Blood onto the Blood Sisters. 3 up. Nope. Take a mortal wound. 5 up. Ignore it. Yep. And then I'm doing Chasm of Murder onto the Blood Sisters on a 3 up. Again.
Liam, while you do that, I don't know if you remember this off memory, but Sam in the chats just asked, where do you put your AoS, where Warhammer AoS folder for Mac? Do you remember? Was it the same as the guide, or did you have to do something different?
I think I just did the same thing as the guide.
Okay.
I need to go through it. Sam, hit me up on Twitter at @ShadowHammer_, and then I can just double check after the show, just because I can't do it now.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Mind Razor.
I don't remember if there was special installation guides for Mac, but yeah, hit up Liam after this if you've got some Mac questions. What are you doing? I'm trying to follow you.
Mind Razor, and I'm just
I'm trying
to the.
You're on everywhere.
I get Mind Razor off on an 8.
Okay. While I roll this dice, what are some of the other things that you've learnt by playing TTS?
But I should
find that with an 11.
Should not bother casting spells is what I've learned. Honestly, what I've learned is what have I learned? What has Liam learned today? Honestly, what I've learned is with Tabletop Simulator is that there's some pretty awesome people in the community outside Australia. That's been a huge thing. I'm just gonna try and activate my avatar on the 3 up rerolling ones. Nope, try it again with another hag.
It's been interesting to see the different metas as well, because Australia has a meta, seeing America's meta, Canada's meta. I know for us in Australia, we don't see a lot of Fire Slayers, so it'd be great to get some more experience against, some of the things that we don't see as often, which is fascinating as well.
I don't know how else to tell you this, man, but I'm pretty sure your dragon and your knights are going to die.
I don't care. We're just demonstrating this to the people.
I care.
If I castled up in the first turn, that is completely boring for the people who are watching and trying to learn how this game works. I know super competitive Liam is just like, yes, oh my god, you've made a mistake. But no, I'm here for fun. I want to roll some dice and kind of show off how people can use the tool. And hopefully at the end of this, you will have enough knowledge and confidence to give it a try. And again, whether you come onto to my AoS Coach Discord, whether you find a game on another channel, whether you're able to line up a game through Facebook or Twitter, more and more people are playing TTS. So while we're all in isolation, while people aren't able to play games, do check it out. It is a very cool tool. It doesn't replace the models. It will never replace the models for me. I just love painting and playing with the physical things too much. But it is a nice way to get some games in while we're physically isolated.
Yeah, and as I said at the start of the show, I would never use this as a replacement completely. It's nice to have. It's one of those things where it's didn't really ask for it during isolation, but we got it and it's been amazing. It's been super.
So one of the things that I've been dying to use is I've been dying to bring Gotrek on the table. So, oh well, Gotrek's on my side. Oh, how awkward! I might just put him here.
Dennis.
But there's some models that I've been on the fence on. I haven't bought Gotrek yet. I'm talking to Rocco about playing their game this Sunday, and I had an idea that I wanted to run a Squig army in a mixed destruction list with Gordrak as well, because Gordrak's destruction ability does affect all of destruction. It's not specific to Ironjaws. Yeah. And instead of taking it to CanCon and buying models, painting them up, I can actually practice and I can kind of see how the math hammer works. So I'm really looking forward to that game. And hey, Gotrek there as well. So I can't wait to get him into combat right now with your Blood Sisters.
That's not happening. Get him out. Anyways, Scissor Slaughter gonna run.
All right.
Movement 12 again.
Hey, Will Soren. Hey, Eric. And yeah, again, if you are looking for some resources, again, my channel definitely has a bunch of people who have been playing this. There, we mentioned the likes of DNOC. We've also got a guy called Dark Trinity who's been doing a lot of these models. There are resources as well under this video in the description where you can find how to play this game. So again, whether you come to my channel or not, it is completely irrelevant. Either way, have a play. Tabletop Simulator is like $10-20. There's no referral fee here. It's just me trying to recommend having some fun while we're in isolation. And I think Liam is about to put the world of pain on this poor old battle mage. Look at him. He's just walking around barefoot. What do you ever do to these sisters?
You really think I care about the battle mage? He's not an elf.
He doesn't even have shoes on. He's like, bro, I'm just walking through, getting some exercise while I'm in ISO. He's grown an isolation beard. Look at that beard. That's a solid isolation beard. It's about as grey as mine's getting at this point.
Dude, he's not an elf. That's why I don't care about him.
Is that you don't care about me?
I only have time for elves.
All right, well.
I don't have time for elves.
Racist Liam.
I'm racist. You're the one that makes Phoenix Guard humans.
That's narrative.
When you showed me your army that has, I kid you not, elves as humans, I just was like, I'm sorry, am I supposed to think that this is okay, but you think my race is not good enough for your army?
Yes, that's exactly.
Like, I was so insulted.
Oh well, deal with it, Liam.
Each elf's gonna die.
While Liam's moving around and talking trash again, if anyone has any questions while we're live, again, we feel free to drop them in the chat, and happy to answer as best as we can. All right, so in combat, what's going on here? Liam has set up the table. He's taken the top of turn 2. We had the Drakespawn Knights and a Dreadlord kind of come in and clear 3 Scourge Runner Chariots, and then Liam's taken the top of turn 2, which means he's moved his Blood Sisters up. He's set up the Sisters of Slaughter, potentially some Canary about to come down, so we're measuring out the 9 inches. These Drakespawn have still got the objective, although they are in combat with 3 Witch Elves. You can see here Liam's used 2 combat gauges here of 9 inches to overlay to find out where he can put his Canary down and be outside of 9 inches of both the Grunstock Gunhauler and these Drakespawn Knights. It's pretty cool having all these templates and tools to help us kind of navigate. Again, no different to if we were to play on the real tabletop.
Oh, it's freaking great. Like, again, it's one of those things where we didn't really ask for it, and having all these tools, and it's just people in the community who are just going like, I think the community really needs this tool in the simulator, and they add it in, and like, it's great. Like, I kid you not, I don't know if you agree with me with this, but if someone didn't even do the counters or anything, I would be more than happy to leave a dice aside for scoring and stuff. But the fact that someone's already made all that stuff for us, I'm like, oh, this is actually really cool that you did that for us. I'm actually going to just move these guys here to give them some room, so they'll still be 9 away.
By the way, if you're someone who likes to play with
back a bit, and I'm good to go.
Time your games, you know, the chess clock is completely active, so you can kind of monitor how quickly you're going, or if you're trying to speed up your deployments, there is a chess clock, which again is pretty cool.
Okay, I am going to do some shooting.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
You ready? I'm not.
Nah, I think it's in the stream.
You're not?
All right, come on.
Okay,
right.
That's fine. I'm just actually, you know what? Skip shooting. I'll just do the hot render shooting because it's so much easier.
I literally skipped
hot render is 5 shots each.
Yeah. So we'll move over to your dice tray.
5 shots each.
Yeah.
Yep. So champion hits on 2s. Cool. Hits. The others are hitting on 3s. This is all into your Drake Knights. All hit. Wound on 3s. 3 saves at Rend 2.
Rend 2. Yep. So the Drakespawn Knights.
They set up.
Yep. The Drakespawn Knights now have an armor save of 3 because it's turn 2. So Rend -2 brings me to 5s. So it means 1 pass, 2 fails. How much damage?
1 damage.
All right. So 1 Drakespawn Knight. Which one was it? This one here?
Oh, it's just any Drakespawn Knight.
Yeah, but what? Okay,
it's on the model. It's the unit.
I've got 2 units of Drakespawn Knights. So it's this one, this unit.
Yes, this unit. That's not where the harpies are.
I don't know what you're shooting. I don't listen to you half the time.
Harpies.
All right.
Okay. Same thing again. Champion hit on 2s.
Okay.
Nah, misses.
Unlucky.
And this one here. Yep. And then 3s to wound. 1 wound.
Rend.
-2.
So
-2.
5s. Saved on 6.
Saved it. Okay, so the one closest to the Caradron moves on a 4-up. Nope. The one furthest moves on a 4-up. Nope. So I have to make some 9-inch charges. Yes. Charging. I'm going to do Sister Slaughter first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm re-rolling 1 because it's turn 2. 9. Cool. Let's do this.
So Liam, while you're doing this, is there any advice or how do you best move this? Because this unit is not in a very coherent fashion. How do you move this into combat the way you want to move this?
So what I generally do is I move the first one forward 9 inches, so I can be like, cool, I have to go maximum here. So I got about that much movement. Cool. And then what I can do is I got the back one here.
Yeah.
The slaughter, and I move that 9 maximum. So then I know for a fact that anything in between them can wiggle room all around there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So when you start picking up the models, you're going to pick them up one at a time. You're going to pick them in blocks of like any advice here?
I'm going to do is grab them in blocks and just pretty much conga line some, and then some won't. So I know for a fact that I've got heaps of wiggle room. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to highlight this one, and I'm going to make it, let's make it blue today.
And we're using the
cool. So I know that that's the last one.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's get these guys here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move 9.
And again, what Liam's doing is his left mouse clicking these guys, and then using a tab button to then kind of pick it up, and you can measure with it. So you can kind of see with the 9-inch charge or the 6-inch charge or whatever dice roll you rolled, you're able to keep coherency. You're able to keep within distance, which I think is really cool. When's your next game?
I'm good minusing with tabletop.
Yeah.
When I finish uni, which will be on Sunday. So I'll be playing some games next week while also painting, and then also somehow making room to see my partner.
Yes.
Due to COVID is making my life super hard. Oh, did I tell you that she's going to do Soul Bound?
No.
She's keen to do the RPG game.
I've been reading Soulbound. I bought it when it came out, and it is very, very cool. I've really enjoyed the lore. I've really enjoyed. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm doing here, guys, my handgunners are going to shoot after a unit ends within 3 inches of the charge.
During the charge phase or whenever?
When you finish the charge. So
I just finished the charge now, so you can go for it.
Yeah. I'm just talking to the audience while you move. So I've got 10 dice here. The purple dice is reflective of the hero, who does 2 damage instead of 1. So they're going to hit on 4s. That is a hot garbage roll. They're going to wound on 3s. That was even worse. Rend -1. And this one's worth 2 damage because it's the long rifle.
5 ups. Oh. Saved it.
Perfect.
Kill. Charging the cauldron. I need a 9. 11, I'll take it.
Yeah, right.
And that's going on to your Hurricanum. So on a 2 up, you take D3 mortal wounds. Yeah, D3. 1 mortal wound.
I don't consent to taking mortal wounds.
Okay, that's cool. Blood Sisters now need to do a charge. 7.
You know you don't have to do every single move, Liam.
You can just remove it for me if you want.
It's only a demo. We're only demoing here.
It's fine.
It's so competitive.
You know I can't let go of it.
I know.
Okay, I just want to kill everything.
Yeah, let's just end this, and then let's get into combat, and then let's wrap things up.
Sounds good, because they're all gonna die.
Yes, but the point is to show off the tool.
I'm selling Daughters of Cain. Everyone jump on the Daughters of Cain train. They're still good.
All right, it's not a sales pitch for Daughters of Cain, but I hope if you're watching this, guys, you are finding use in kind of seeing how everything kind of comes into play. We're moving things around the table. We are interacting, and you're kind of seeing the mechanics go back and forth. Again, no different to the way you would play a traditional game of Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, exactly. And as you can see here, it is just super easy just to grab some stuff and get it all.
Yeah.
I'm just moving it.
Liam, if you don't hurry up, because we're getting close to our 2 hours. I'm just going to flip the table, and the cool thing is you can flip the table here, guys. So if Liam dicks around,
done my moving.
All right, I'm going to flip the table soon.
Okay, well, which one do you want to die first?
Whatever you want, the dragon.
Just kill the dragon. Can you just remove it?
So come on, roll.
Oh god. Okay. Screw piling in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 dice for stairs, hitting you on 4-ups. Any 6s count as 2 mortal wounds.
Okay.
Cool. How many mortal wounds are we doing? We are doing 3, 4, 6 mortal wounds.
Sorry, how are you doing mortal wounds? Sorry, what was that?
It's a stare attack.
You'll stare. I stare at you.
It's 6 mortal wounds onto the dragon.
On a 4+?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Oh, welcome to Doors of Cain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
In the world? I don't consent.
You don't really consent to much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. 13 times 3 equals what again? 13 times 3. 39. All
right.
39.
Good question, Eric. Is there an undo, or do you want to flip this table? I will flip the table in a minute. I don't want to go any longer than 2 hours on this stream. So I think most people have kind of gotten the hang of things, and that's all we wanted to do here was demonstrate. If you did do something, I'll let Liam finish this, but you can undo. Again, no different to a Microsoft Excel document. If you did make a mistake, Control-Z would allow you to go back to the last point. If the game crashes, what's awesome is there's also an autosave as well. So you can go back and go into your autosave, and it is pretty much on point with where the game crashes. So, sometimes network drops out, sometimes games do crash, but there is an autosave moment as well. Nothing worse than being in the middle of a game and something happens like that.
Anthony, you got 29 saves at -1.
Cool, 29 saves. So how are we going to do this really quickly? We're going to do 25d6, that makes it 26. How many? 27?
29.
At, what was it? -1?
-1.
Oops.
Just roll dice. I think your dragon's dead.
No, I don't think so. Come on, 4-ups. Oh, where's my dice? What the hell? Oh, there's the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's totally dead. Dragon's gone. Now I'm gonna kill the dragon. Whoops. And in the process, I'm gonna get rid of all of those models. So I accidentally deleted a bunch of Liam's blood sisters. So what I could do, what I can do is press Control-Z, and what will happen is I can actually go back in time and bring back. So it will go back. There's just a small bit of lag as I'm streaming and as I'm streaming and playing and trying to force a cloud-based replay. Cool. Kind of getting the feel of things. Liam, I'm sick of this game, and I'm going to flip the table. If the game didn't have as much stuff on the table literally does flip. Because there's so much stuff on here, the table doesn't stop. It just kind of falls. So that's the game. You're kind of getting a rough kind of overview. Liam, it's just you and I now. Any additional comments, any thoughts, anything you kind of want to wrap us up with? That was kind of, again, a rough demonstration of how Tabletop Simulator works. Again, all the scenarios, all of the armies. Again, it's just $20 or $10, depending on which country you're in. You just want the game in Steam, and then you download the mods. But any closing comments, any thoughts, anything you want to add to this?
Not really. Like, if any of you guys get stuck, many of the Discords that do have Tabletop Simulator games, like Anthony, like the coaches and stuff, a lot of people are super supportive and can help you out. And even some people who are like watching your game, they can even like drop in comments being like, oh, try right click or try this and stuff. Like, people who spectate also help out just to make the game a bit smoother as well.
Yeah, on the Discord, you will see a lot of people who will also provide commentary. They won't talk unless they're invited to, or they'll ask, hey, we're watching a game today, and we're like, hey, did you roll your command point for Scrapgrot the Loom King? Or again, like, some games are very competitive and they don't want people talking. Again, no different to a tournament. Sometimes just a very casual match between two people, and they're super receptive to feedback and people talking and giving ideas. And there's actually a really cool game this week on my channel where Buckets and someone else, I can't remember who Buckets was playing, and I think the game was over. He thought the game was over, and people were like, no, wait a second. Let's play out a few different scenarios and what you could do to claim the objective back. And funnily enough, I think it was against a gentleman called Pask. But anyway, through some coaching, through some ideas, Control Z. Thank you, Autumn. If you press Control Z, it will undo your last action. So if you do make a mistake, you can go back and bring back kind of that last replay. But Twitter, Discord, Facebook groups, you'll look for the acronym TTS, which is Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
Again, go in the video description. You will find a whole bunch of resources to get you started, including those scenarios, those tables, those army modifications. If you are on Mac, you can play on Mac. Liam's offered some advice if you want to add him on Twitter, _.
That's it.
Any closing comments? Anything you want to add? Kind of bring this home.
Don't know what's going to happen. So let's just say this right. As awesome as it is, we don't know what's going to happen after isolation. We don't know what GW will do with this. I do know that there's been times before isolation where some models have been removed due to IP and stuff. But currently at the moment, I think on GW's hands, for example, I think they have a lot of other concerns going on in the world than some people trying to play their game while they can't go to their stores. So even after isolation, don't be surprised if things get removed, because again, this is community driven.
Yeah.
This
is not a Games Workshop product. You're not buying models from Games Workshop. So my advice to everyone is, again, go in and support Games Workshop, buy the models. Don't stop playing the physical tabletop when you have the opportunity. That is not get Tabletop Simulator shut down from a Games Workshop point of view.
Yeah, it's not the same as playing in real life. Playing in real life, that's way more fun. There's way more variables, and like it's in my opinion, the real game is way more strategic. But this is a pretty good way just to get that itch. Like I'm craving games, and this is filling that void at the moment, which has been good.
I miss playing games. I miss hanging out with people. I miss the small talk. I miss moving models around. I miss the reason to kind of those small time incentives to get an army ready for tournaments. I know you shouldn't do that, but I'm just motivated by that pressure. But it's been really handy during isolation, and enjoy it while it lasts. We don't know how long it's going to be. Games Workshop, thank you very much for not pulling it already. Obviously your intellectual property is on this tabletop, so if you're letting us play with this, thank you very much. And it's certainly
I don't know for sure if they're letting us do it just for a while, but like again, for example, like GW stores could be reopened internationally like next week, and then they'd be like, cool, now there's no time for Tabletop Simulator, let's cut it and stuff. So we'll see what happens. But again, it's not killing, like Tabletop Simulator, depending where you are, as Anthony said, it's like around $10. So it's not killing your wallet kind of thing. And all the models and stuff are free because they're community driven. So it's not going to hurt your wallet. So if it does end up getting removed, there's still other uses for Tabletop Simulator. Like as I said earlier in the show, you can use it for D&D and other games. Like Soulbound, for example, you can run some Soulbound games with it. So there are things to do. And yeah, it's just an awesome, like for me who studies game art and studies gaming and stuff, this is awesome for what it does. It's so simple, it's easy, it's great.
Cool. Let's wrap up the show. That's it, guys. Today was really just a demonstration and kind of walk through step by step with Tabletop Simulator. I hope to see you in the Discord. As I mentioned, Rob Symes, the Honest Wargamer, is streaming a one-day tournament that Adam Mumford, I think his name was, is going to be running on the 16th of May. So if you are interested to see how this works in a more competitive sense and actually really playing the game as opposed to Liam and I messing about, highly recommend go checking out the Honest Wargamer. If you want to kind of observe people again, our Discord for the AoS coach has games running on a consistent basis, and we have a strong community who's sharing ideas and helping us grow that scene. So lots of options for you. Liam, nice to chat to you as always. I can't wait till we start rolling dice properly. Thank you everyone who with us properly, whether it's Squeakherd, whether it's Eric, whether it's Soren, whether it's Autumn, whether it's Cameron. There's a lot of cool people here hanging out with us. I hope you picked up a few things and hope to see you on Tabletop Simulator.
See you guys.
See you guys, and don't forget your triumph. Adios.